Greetings, my friends. I'm back for another spellbinding episode from the Invisible University, available on Amazon. I wrote this book. My name's Quentin Wood. Just in case you pop in from some new direction, on page, what is it, 9, I have a story called The Power of Credit. So let's get into it. This is basically about the last time and one of the many times I've used credit cards to give me an upper edge in making a deal happen. In this particular case, I bought a fixer-upper in Hidden Valley Lake, California. The thing was massive. It was basically a haunted house when I got it. It had, I think, 4 stories, 6 decks, 6 bathrooms, 6 bedrooms. And it was a mess. It had been a crack house. Thieves had lived in there. Squatters had lived in there. And they left it in great disrepair with loads of garbage in it. Leftover stuff from many people who lived there. Half-painted rooms. You get the picture. Electrical system messed up. The list goes on. So I was thinking about buying this place, and I was a little tight on my budget, and I had credit cards with huge balances because I have good credit and I pay them down. And so my balances were, in many cases over 50,000. And I got one of those letters in the mail that said, how would you like no payments for 1 year? It might have been a new credit card, but you get those all the time. No interest for 1 year. Not no payments, no interest. And the minimum payments are easy to make. So what I did is I put all the fixed costs, like things I could charge, all the lumberyard costs, electrical costs, furnishings, supplies, all the costs that I couldn't easily reach into my pocket and pay for until I completed the remodel. And I went ahead. It was 3 months. I used my available cash to pay for the workers and the subcontractors. And I put a total of, I think it was $65,000 on the credit cards. This was all in the first year before I had to pay them off. And so we finished the job in 3 months. It was beautiful. Got it inspected. It really looked nice. And I'm very proud of the work we did there. But I'm also very proud of the financing to get there, because I took this house, which I had bought. I had a credit line on my other house. So I bought this house essentially on credit. The house was worth quite a lot of money. It was worth over $500,000 if it were in good condition. But the owner was presently in prison for murder. So not a barrier. I sent my people in there, meaning the people who do this kind of thing, the forget what the name is, the escrow company. The escrow company sent people into the prison, presented my offer, got a contract signed. I took over ownership of the house when it was looking so terrible. My crew and I worked for 3 months, brought it up to par. We put, like I said, about $65,000 on the credit card. I then refinanced it with the bank, which was not hard because it was a beautiful house and it was worth a lot more than I had into it. The bank quickly gave me a credit line of another $200,000. I paid off all my debt, all my workers, and had extra money left over that I didn't even need to use at that time. I could save for future real estate investments, and got the house rented. And the whole thing was a win-win. A few years later, I flipped that house for about a $400,000 profit. And this was all essentially done with no money in my bank account. I had a credit line on my house, and I had credit cards, and I did the whole deal, the whole remodeling, everything. I bought the house, remodeled it, everything with no money. I had no money in my bank account. Not because I'm broke, but because I invest my money. I had other properties it was invested in, I had other projects it was invested in. So what I'm saying is, if you get yourself good credit, there's no limit to what you can do. There's all kinds of possibilities as long as you're a responsible person and keep that good credit by making intelligent decisions. I always say that risk is not a problem. You should take risks, but they should always be calculated risks. So that's my story. It's a house that I did really well on, that I did pretty much with none of my own money. And it's not the first time I've did this. I've done it on half a dozen properties, and I highly recommend anybody who wants to move forward in finance or real estate, keep your credit clean. Put your credit cards on automatic payments so you never miss a payment, and just use them intelligently. Don't go out shopping if you have big credit. Don't go buy a new car. Don't go buy lots of new things. You don't need those things. Consumption is not a good thing to make you happy. People think that happiness is about consumption. Maharishi Mahesh Yogi said that that in America is so materialistic that they think that shopping is the best form of enlightenment. It's not. Meditation is the best form for enlightenment, not shopping. And shopping just fills a hole that shouldn't be filled with material things. It should be filled with spiritual things, with things like people, friends, neighbors, events, experiences, but not with shopping. I think, what was that other quote I'm trying to remember? It's one of these old quotes like Benjamin Franklin. He who has the greatest wealth is the one who needs less. Something like this. The greatest wealth comes from needing less. Need less, my friends, and have more. That's the moral of the story. Thanks for tuning in. See you next episode.